cold, so excuse me if I'm a little shivery. It's still the middle of February. Spring's coming, so let's talk about soil. For the past few years, I've used the same mixture with just some added things the last year or so, which is basically half cactus soil and half regular soil. That's what I learned through dragon fruit through my friend in Los Angeles. And since then, I've gotten a lot more garden savvy or plant nerdy, whatever you want to call it, and I add a lot more stuff. One of the things that I'm a big fan of now is pumice. I used to use perlite and vermiculite and all that stuff, but pumice is a lot heavier, so you can see it slides right out if you don't have something in there first, but when you add it together, it's much more of a stable surface, stable soil, so it'll hold things up, and it drains, and perlite just floats to the top and disappears, and I don't really know what it does, as far as besides letting the soil drain. Anywho, I like to use any sort of regular soil. I'll use half regular soil, and then half cactus soil. But in between, I'll throw in my pumice. Since I usually do plumerias, I use what's called Excalibur, and it's plumeria specific. But I use it for everything. If it's good enough for plumerias, I think it's good enough for all. That's made by Florida Plumeria Colors. And then I use cactus soil. Ooh. And then, what else? How about a little biochar? Is the new stuff I've heard about. Biochar is stuff that's burned up, like after a fire. And a little Epsom salt. And some chicken manure. Then we'll mix that all together and end up with something that looks like the soil on the ground, which I was using the roots of dragon fruits, pulling them apart now and checking for everything. And let me show you real quick inside the greenhouse, because I'm freezing, how I'll plant a couple seeds. It's about 55 out there. Inside the greenhouse with no heater, it's 75. And let's see here. So, my favorite pots are black plastic nursery pots. I don't think you need to go too big. Dragon fruit people especially love to go gigantic in the pots, and I was kind of on the same boat, but I'm going in the reverse direction. They don't need that much room, I found, and more pot means more room to rot. So, I've got my planting mixture. I'm going to fill up my soil. And I'm going to grab my seeds. My seeds are seedlings from this Albizia. And the cool part about it, right there, is a brand new seed pod that wasn't there 3 days ago, or at least I didn't notice it. This thing's growing incredibly fast. And this is the third year in a row it's seeded, and I grew it from seed. As you can see, it's bigger than me. Those should be pink, but I don't think it's warm enough yet. It's an Albizia, and it sleeps at night, these clothes. Some people call it a mimosa. In fact, I did too for the first couple of years, but I have mimosas that are different to mimosa. Okay, anywho, so there is my seedling mix. Seeds I've been storing from that tree behind me. More soil in there. And I will take some seeds. Haven't gone through these yet. And what I'll just do is kind of do what they do in nature, which is just drop. Spread them around a little bit. A little bit of soil on top, just to keep them from blowing away if you're not in a greenhouse. Keep them moist and keep the critters from eating them. Then it's all covered up. I will keep it moist. Lots of people like to wrap bags around them or something, but if you're super nerdy or good at taking care of stuff, you can just keep them moist every day. not too wet, and then hopefully soon you'll have seeds. The only other thing that I've planted so far this year, those were all starts down in my new hydro aquaponic garden. I planted some pawpaw a couple weeks ago because pawpaw like cold weather. Anywho, happy planting. I am starting some Albizia.